If a narcissist approached a victim without a mask on them, it would be quite obvious because you'd be able to see them for who they really are. Therefore, they employ certain devices that enable them to trick the targets and the victims that they are after. One of them being that which we will address today, known as love bombing. Now, in my own definition, love bombing is that phenomenon whereby a narcissist using emotions overwhelms the senses of the victim in order to entrap them. They take advantage of your own nature to rouse up your feelings against you, and by the confusion that accrues to it, leads to your demise by causing you to fall into their schemes and into their trap. Today, especially during this month where we celebrate love with Valentine's just around the corner, I'd like us to look at a few reasons why narcissists love bomb you. And the first reason is they love bomb you to disguise evil. They love bomb you to hide their evil. If a child molester wanted to approach a girl, a little kid, they would not reveal their true intentions to them. They have to use devices and trickery in order to lure them in. For example, we've heard of them using a packet of pretzels or sweets, as we call them back in Kenya. And by giving a small kid sweets and pretzels and promising to those kids more of the same if they followed them back to their house or back to that cave, back to their car, whatever the place that they want to cause devastation in their lives, it will not work. Without that trick, it will not work. And so the molester sweet talks the little girl, the little boy, convinces them that there is a sugar rush and there's more sugar rush for you if you only followed me. That is the disguise that they use. The sweets are the cover for what is actually coming ahead. Now, this phenomenon doesn't change even as we grow up. It's just that the means by which a narcissist gives us our sugar rush changes, and it advances with wisdom and with age to manipulate that which works for the adult in their context and in their age group. The thing is, without going into every little detail that they could come up with, there are things that we could pinpoint that should help us to know that whatever devices are being leveled against us are a means to disguise whatever plans they have for us. For example, let me just say this at the outset. One thing you need to know is that by the time a narcissist has begun the process of love bombing you, the narcissist knows that it is only a matter of time until they've been caught. And so they have to achieve their end before time runs out. If it's a kid, like the example I gave, they know very soon the parent will show up. They know very soon the big brother might come. And no matter what he says, or no matter the excuses he tries to give, if the little child is able to tell their responsible adult of the thing that was happening, even if it did not go towards its end, he would be found out. Therefore, he has to make sure that at the moment that he begins this process of love bombing you, the small child, he has to get that child away from safety before salvation comes. This is why they disguise evil. They use love bombing to disguise, as a disguise, to give them time. Are you following me? And it happens even in love. If someone is out there to take advantage of you, they know at the moment they begin that it's only a matter of time before you have caught up to them. So they have to deceive you before you're able to figure out what's actually going on. I've actually blocked just yesterday someone online who came to me that way. I'm sure it's just a hacker who's gone downloaded pics of a lovely girl from wherever and created a fake account. Of course, I knew from the word hello because I'm used to these things, but uh, it was just a curious process for me to be able to learn a bit more about their devices and how they work. And what I noticed was the rush that this person was trying to rush me into making decisions quickly, trying to guide me on. And if I do not give them what they want, if I do not play along, it's followed by demeaning comments or insults or some underhanded remarks to cause me to be able to do it in a rush, because they know the more time goes by, the higher the possibility that they'll be found out. And so that's one of the reasons why they do it. They do it to disguise evil. They know, even a snake knows it's a snake. It knows it can't hang around its own eggs forever. That's why before the eggs of a snake hatch, the snake actually takes off. You will see a cobra just taking off just before the eggs hatch, because it knows it's a snake. It knows if by the time you hatch, I'm here. If by that time I'm still here, I'm still a snake. I will devour you, even if you're my kids. And so it's a time that example was to show how time reveals um, the things that are going on. So keep your eyes open towards this end, because if you're not careful, time will run out. You will be rushed into things and find yourself in trouble. Another reason that narcissists love bomb you is to break down your defenses. They break down your defenses by these overwhelming feelings that I said, by convincing you, by deceiving you, by overwhelming you, by taking advantage of what they know that you need, or what they know you are desperate or looking out for at the time. And they use that to break down your defenses. That leaves you vulnerable, because anything that overwhelms your feeling, that throws you off balance, is not good for you. I don't care how good it feels. And I don't know whether you'll be able to relate with me that it doesn't matter um, how intense a feeling is, even if it's a feeling that we would normally associate with good. If it is towards this end, it doesn't feel good really. you'll notice that these feelings of lust and these feelings of um, anything that throws you off balance, it doesn't feel good. It actually doesn't feel good because it throws you out of control and you seem to not be able to do anything about it. That's not a good feeling if you think about it. And so when they are coming down, they use these things so that they can break down your defenses in order to come in. In the book of Song of Solomon, Solomon writes and he says, do not arouse love before its time, because even love roused up before its time is not good. Anything, even if in the name of love, that throws you off balance is not good for you. Keep that in mind, because it breaks down your defenses. You're not able to think clearly, to think soberly, and to make the proper decisions. And if there's anyone in your life who's rushing you and causing you to think along these lines where your decisions are not organic to you, they are not controlled, they are rushed, they are intense, they are not decisions you would make under normal circumstances, then no, your defenses are being broken down using the weapon of love bombing. The other face of this same point is that they also level this device of love bombing not only to break your defenses, but also to break the defenses of people who are around you. You've heard of people during who maybe have started courting just the other day, and this guy comes and he's charming your mom, he's buying your mom flowers, he's spoiling your little brother, bought your brother a PlayStation, I don't know, bought your sister what, I don't know, bought your father a suit, and this guy comes and love bombs your whole family. Now that in itself, I'm not saying is necessarily narcissism, because that's something I do anyway, and many of us end up doing. But in itself, combined with other um, red flags, is definitely a sign that a narcissist in your life is trying to break down the defenses of those who are around you in order to recruit them as flying monkeys for himself. The moment he does this, you will find that they are the ones who will actually convince you. If you're actually just thinking about it, they are the ones who become a catalyst towards that end. They come and they tell you, "Oh, you know what, you just marry this guy, just marry this girl. I mean, he's so kind, he's so awesome, she's so beautiful, she's so kind, she's so awesome." You get me? And so by the deeds that they do in front of your in-laws, as an example, they break down their defenses by love bombing them. During events, they come, they serve, they cook, they clean, they're respectable in the way they carry out themselves. Their mannerisms are top notch. They are classy, chef's kiss in everything that they do. But if you think about it, if you see that the end that it leads to is a recruitment of the common people in your circles towards catalyzing you into making a decision that you'd normally not make, then know that you have brought a narcissist around your people, and that person is love bombing your family, your friends, your colleagues, your teachers, in order to use them as a catalyst to convince you to be entrapped to them. Based on this approval, it also serves for the purpose of barricading you from rejecting them. Because at some point in time, remember in the previous point I said It is only a matter of time before the mask slips off. But after they have gotten this approval from your circles and from yourself, remember I'm saying that they are breaking down your defenses in this second point. It barricades them, or it barricades you from being able to reject them after you have known who they really are. This is the reason they break down their defenses, your defenses and the defenses of those in your circles by love bombing. The third reason is for manipulation, just building upon everything we're saying. The first thing that they use to manipulate you is gaslighting. Okay, gaslighting is basically that phenomenon where someone, by word or deed, causes you to deny your own reality. Have you ever heard of people who say insult you or do something, and then when you come to them, they tell you, no, I haven't done it. I haven't insulted you. Have you had parents or lovers or bosses who are like that? They insult you, they take advantage of you, then you tell them, you're doing this to me, you're hurting me, and they say, no, I'm not hurting you, no, I'm not insulting you, while at the same time still doing it. They love bomb you in order to be able to gaslight you during manipulating. If you begin, or when you begin to pick up on it. And this is by far one of the worst experiences, especially in a family setup where you have, say, a parent who is telling a child, I love you, while treating them like trash. Usually they'll have achieved this by an initial love bombing process. Because I bought you this, because I did this for you, now you owe me for the rest of your life. A narcissist is a narcissist. They are very dangerous people. A narcissist can never do anything for you. You find a spouse or a wife or a husband, say, who loans you money to do something. Based on that alone, they will think they own you for the rest of your life. It's not that they were helping you, no. They were investing to reap forever benefits from you. They were not helping you. They were love bombing you in order to manipulate you. And when you pick up on it, they will gaslight you by telling you you're failing in your responsibility, you're failing in your love, you're failing in your religion, and all these kinds of things. So watch out for this third point, which is manipulation. They are love bombing you to manipulate you. And the first thing I'm saying under manipulation is they will gaslight you to high heaven. They will guilt trip you for standing up for yourself. They are doing this to guilt trip you. This is the second thing, the second point I'm making under manipulating you. When they are manipulating you using love bombing, they are ensuring that they have a device for guilt tripping you when you demonstrate self-agency. There's nothing that a narcissist hates more than your independence. And the moment you begin to stand on your own 2 feet, they will take it as an insult and they will guilt trip you. If it's a parent, say, who raised you, now you're grown, you started working, and now you want to move out of the house, they make you feel as if you're rejecting them. I know of someone who is building, whose parent is causing them to build a house for them. And causing them to do so by manipulative means, not out of love, because the parent actually has never loved them from the time they were a child. They have always insulted, always taken advantage of them. But now that the person is making money, the moment that person got a job, the parent came back into their lives saying, I'm your parent, build me a house. So they use love bombing to guilt trip you. They remind you of when they did this for you when you were a child, as if a parent is not supposed to do that. A parent should not be expecting to reap off benefits from doing what they're supposed to be doing in the first place. You're the parent, you're supposed to be raising your child. You're not supposed to be transacting, using their life for your own profit. If you see this, they will manipulate you by guilt tripping you, causing you to feel that you're failing them. Third point under manipulation is that they are threatening you by the underlying proposition of desertion. They are threatening you by the underlying proposition of desertion. Once they have turned and recruited everyone into being flying monkeys for themselves, this is what will happen. They will ensure, or by this act they are ensuring, that it is always imprinted at the back of your mind how this clan that you belong to, just like earlier times when we were living in clans, is supporting them. And that if you fail them, you will have failed the whole clan. And you will be cast out of the clan. And this usually happens. They have love bombed everyone around you. And now you look like the culprit because you have decided to demonstrate your own self-agency. You have decided that you're an independent person and not just an extension of themselves. That you have things to do and purposes to fulfill. You have an independent way of thinking. You have independent gifts. You have things you're supposed to offer to the world that are not limited to the limits they have imposed onto you. But they have already calculated this. By love bombing you before and love bombing everyone around you, they are doing this so that during this process of manipulation, there is that underlying threat that there is a proposition that you will be deserted by everyone if you turn against me. This thought is usually enough to keep many people entrapped. But today, I want us to start breaking it. If you are recognizing patterns in some of the things that I'm saying, and they apply to your life in whatever way or whatever manner, in whatever circles, be it an institution, be it your own family, be it your own church, doesn't matter. As long as you can identify some of these things that I'm saying in your life with people who have taken advantage of your goodness, your kindness, your empathy, then know that you have been love bombed and it is now being turned against you because you are picking up on it. Of course, the best thing to do is to prevent it in the first place. But for many of us, as usual, by the time you're stumbling across such a video, things have already happened. But you can prevent further damage by preventing repetitive mistakes. You are able to tell earlier enough that you're dealing with toxic people or narcissistic people who are after you, and you're able to become independent and to have peace of mind because you know you're in the right. You know that although everyone seems to be against you, you're actually in the right. Of course, I've used this motif of love to demonstrate reasons that are far wider than just romance. But that's the point, right? Uh, that's actually the point I'm trying to make. It's what I'm trying to achieve using this Valentine's Day or this Valentine's period. We are trying to see how we can prevent being taken advantage of by exploring the reasons by which narcissists take advantage of you. We have said they do it to disguise evil. We have said they do it to break down your defenses and the defenses of others in your circle. We've said that they do it to manipulate you by gaslighting you, guilt tripping you, and threatening you. So as you go forth towards these processes, may God be before you. Because when God made you, He did not make you to become a victim of narcissists in this world. He created you so that you may have life and life in abundance. Therefore, take your power back. Okay, do your best to have that courage to face uh, the enemies you need to face, no matter where they come from, and start from where you are, as hard as it is, by eliminating love bombing and the situation that it has brought you to at this point. Please hit the subscribe button. Wish me a happy Valentine's in advance in the comment section. Feel free to share your story. You never know who it will help. Down in the comment section, all right? Also share this message with someone you think might need. And always subscribe to me if you haven't. I'll appreciate it. It helps me. It helps the algorithm to push the video outside to more people. Have a good one, guys, and watch out for the next one. It will be hot. See ya.